Good. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting for Tuesday, January 7th to order at 6:58 p.m. All members of the administration are present, all members of council are present. Finance Director and Blood Record. We have one item on the schedule tonight to be proposed, and that is to discuss the Borax Landing proposal. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to the mayor. Mr. Morley.
Yep, as you know, we've been in discussions with the watershed and Western Reserve to acquire Borax Landing. Tonight they're going to explain some of the things and the commitments the city would have to make. The one grant has to be in by January 24th, so we figured we'd have it today, so we could have it on the agenda possibly for the 14th. So I'll turn it over to Kim, Felicia, and Brett from Western Reserve to explain what the plan is there and the reasoning for the match money that we would need to go through this procedure and to acquire Borax Landing.
I'm Felicia Beatty, Michigan of the Watershed Partners, and here with me today I have Tim Bernstein, my host, as well as Brett Robson, who is with the Western Reserve Banking Ministry. So I'll start us out with an introduction before turning it over to Tim and Brett. So I would like to start out with a little bit of a background on Michigan of the Watershed Partners. I know many of you are already familiar with us, but just a little bit of our history is that we were formed in 1996 by communities as well as park districts and counties, all with the idea of addressing water quality issues, flooding, erosion challenges, what happens upstream impacts what happens downstream, and really working together to solve problems. And we are supported by member groups as well as grants that we get from foundations, as well as state and federal funding. Also, service agreements such as with the Lake County Criminal Management Department, as well as donations. And a lot of our work is trying to increase access to rivers, wetlands, natural areas for communities to enjoy, and to enhance recreational opportunities. That could be anything from fishing, paddling, and hiking. And also, I just wanted to orientate you a little bit on this map here. So the green, that's the Chagrin River watershed, it's a little over 260 square miles, and the city of East Lake is right at the mouth of the Chagrin River. So really, it's part of 4 different counties: Cuyahoga, Geauga, Portage, and Lake County. And so we work quite a bit with the city of East Lake on a variety of projects. And so we're going to just zoom in a little bit to a specific project. On the Chagrin River corridor, which is the Borax Landing project, which we are entitling the Chagrin River Landing project. And this is a pretty important piece of land here. It's highlighted in yellow there, and there's quite a bit of protected land in that vicinity. Chagrin River Park, for example, which is slightly to the south, that's Lake Metro Park, no Pacific Park. We also have Erie Road Park, which the Lake Story helps operate with the boat launch and now kayak launch there as well. And there's Woodland Park. So a variety of parks, but we're kind of missing a connection between them. And this park would provide a lot of great linkages to other green spaces in the area, as well as a stopping point on the Lakeshore Boulevard right south. So the specific funding source that we're looking at to preserve this area is with the Clean Ohio Fund. And the Clean Ohio Fund, really they're looking at preserving natural areas for open space, especially along our spring corridors. So this project would be a really good fit, and that is right along the spring rivers. And really working to enhance the quality of these natural areas and provide economic, social, and environmental benefits. This funding source requires so we are happy to assist the city of Eastwood with an application and for service. So for your reference, there has been a real estate listing for Forex Landing. This shows here that the property is for sale. It's been proposed for multiple different development scenarios, none of which have moved forward. So it's currently on the market. And the city of Eastwood has designated this area as a priority conservation area, rather than a priority development area. That's in yellow. Priority conservation areas are in green. And this is a process that we work with our member communities to establish really what are the areas that you want to prioritize as green space for residents and visitors to enjoy versus areas that you want to prioritize for development. And this grant has been endorsed by the city of Ohio. And that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim Brewster to talk about specific reasons why we are proposing this as a green space conservation effort. Thanks, Risha. Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the site in terms of some different characteristics. So the site is located, first of all, pretty much even out the Forex Landing, and right here, Trader Jack's there, right along the river. I'm sure most of us have been out there at some point. So it's located within the 100-year floodplain, which is also called the 1% chance floodplain area. It's also located within the floodway, which is the area along a river where during flooding events we have the greatest velocity upstream flow, and so there can be higher risk there for impact to structures and also to our emergency personnel and so forth. Would that be better for the answer? Okay, thanks very much. All right. So floodways are subject to those high velocity flows. And so really, ideally the floodways should be undeveloped areas that can accommodate flood flows with minimal risk. So back a few years ago, we had provided some technical recommendations to the city for this specific site that we recommend for that reason that the site is used as a recreational area, so public park, used for trails, and other passive types of recreation. And so this map here, just to interpret it a little bit, you have the floodway here in the dark blue, and then the 100-year floodplain kind of encompassing the whole area as well. And so this is Forex Landing right here, and Lakeshore Boulevard right here. And we did, and just to further interpret this a little bit, we did what's called flood depth grid mapping. So basically maps the flood depths that could occur at different types of flood stages. So the darker the blue on the map, the deeper that flood depth would be under the 100-year floodplain scenario. So to get back to the project that we are working with the city to propose for Clean Ohio funding, the project itself would be to purchase and permanently protect about 10 acres of land at the former Forex Landing and preserve it as permanent open space for public access. The protection mechanism would occur through either deed restrictions or conservation easements, some mechanism to protect that land in perpetuity. The project could also include site enhancements, so that could include the demolition of a couple of existing residential structures that are currently on the property. Also, removal of several boats that are on the property. As we've mentioned, it was currently used as a marina, so the project could involve removal of those boats from the site so it can be cleared for public recreation. Also, there's a minor amount of invasive plant species on the property. That could be an issue because those invasive plants can really take over the site. And so we would want to treat those, remove those, and then replace those with some native plantings, which could include trees, shrubs, and pollinator plantings to attract birds, butterflies, other types of pollinator species. And again, the idea here is to create public access to the river and eventually to Lake Erie. At this site, that could be through non-motorized boating access, so accessing the river with a kayak, perhaps future trail development, fishing access in particular as well. So I wanted to just elaborate on the project benefits. Like I mentioned, it's historically been used for fishing,
cod and channel catfish popular at this site. As I mentioned, it would provide a public canoe kayak launch area. It's currently providing some habitat for migratory bird habitat, for migratory birds, that use the site and other natural areas as stopover habitat when they're migrating. This project would improve the aesthetics of that land. As I mentioned, there's some residential structures there that are currently a little bit dilapidated, so the project could remove those and enhance that open space, in addition to the boats that are currently on the site. As mentioned, plantings could also help make it aesthetically pleasing site. We feel the project also increase property values in the neighborhood in the surrounding area and enhance economic opportunities for some of the local businesses, which include local restaurants, like one just next door to the north, Trader Jack's, also local bake shops, and other local residents in the area. So we're working to establish what the project cost would be. Those figures will be finalized through the appraisal process that's currently underway, and also some requests for quotes for some of the different potential activities that I've been mentioning that could be included in the budget. We think that the total project budget would be in the range of $366,000 to $500,000 or so for the purchase of the land, and also some of those enhancements, if possible, to those as well. As Alicia mentioned, there is a 25% local match requirement for Clean Ohio funding, and the more match you provide, the better for these kinds of grant applications. The more competitive if you can provide more than the minimum match amount. But to make this project happen, or have enough funding to do it and to protect that land, we feel that there's probably about a minimum of $100,000 for this match requirement that would be needed for this particular project. Potential sources of that local match could come from a variety of different sources. They could come from city funds, including the general fund, recreation land acquisition fund, other grants that support this type of work, private donations, and contributions from partners, whether that's cash or in-kind contributions. I'll talk about this in a minute, but that match must be certified by the city or committed by the city for the project during the application phase. I wanted to talk about some of the key partner roles here. For this application to move forward, the city of Eastlake would be the applicant, so would be involved in reviewing the application prepared by Supreme River Watershed Partners in coordination with the city and Western Reserve Land Conservancy. The city would also be required to execute all the required resolutions and authorizations for the application, and I'll share more information about those in just a minute. The city would also be required to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with Western Reserve Land Conservancy, indicating that plans to purchase the land from Western Reserve as the funding is awarded. Must also certify or commit that local match requirement as I just mentioned, and then also coordinate with project partners to actually implement the project once it is funded. Supreme River Watershed Partners, as Alicia mentioned, we're happy to provide grant writing assistance as part of our member services to our member communities. The application is due on January 24th, so in a few weeks here, and we are working on putting that application together. We are also glad to provide a little bit of in-kind match that can help support the project through either some volunteer plantings or educational programs at the site and other forms of in-kind support for the project. And then we're also very happy to help the city implement the project if desired later down the road. Western Reserve Land Conservancy, I'll let Brett talk about most of this, but this organization is providing title work and appraisals that are required for this grant application. Western Reserve would enter into that purchase and sale agreement with the city, as I mentioned, and also is willing to provide some local in-kind match towards the project as well. But I mentioned there's some required resolutions and authorizations for a Clean Ohio application. So it is required that the city pass a resolution in support of submitting that grant application to the Clean Ohio Funding Program. We have drafted a template that the city could review, revise as necessary, and pass if desired. The city would also have to pass what's called a CEO authorization, which basically authorizes the CEO of the project, which is typically in a municipality, typically that is the mayor, but it authorizes the mayor to sign that application and submit it on behalf of the city, and to sign documents associated with the project. We're also required to submit a CFO certification, which basically is a requirement and certifies that the city has those local matching funds or revenue to complete the project if the grant should be awarded. And finally, purchase and sale agreement between the city and Western Reserve to indicate the city would purchase that land from Western Reserve should the grant be awarded. So I know it's really exciting here. I'm glad to answer more questions since you probably can't see it here, but we are requesting letters of support from many different potential partners and supporters, which include like Metro Parks, like Water Conservation District, Port Authority of East Lake, County Port, City of Willoughby is also supportive of this effort, and many other partners, bird associations, local schools, and so on, and state and federal agencies as well. And so we feel like there will be a lot of supporters of this project, and they were requesting that they provide letters of support, in addition to any potential in-kind or cash contributions that they're willing to provide. So I do want to open it up for Brett in case Brett wants to add anything about Western Reserve Bank Services role in this project.
Thank you. Brett Robson with Western Reserve Land Conservancy. Just a little bit about the front end of this project. We currently have it under contract with the sellers. We are buying actually more than this grant application has. So there's, I think, almost 12 total acres of pieces that don't really fit in with the Ohio Conservation Fund or park. Piece that can go to Trader Jack's part of the parking lot and marina across the river, and also keeping that out of the maybe we could get that over the marina at some capacity as well. A lot of that just because of the grant restrictions are going to keep park areas, and those have a stronger impact as more commercial venues. So we don't want to protect everything. So we have a contract. We have a contract for about a year. This is a time frame to fundraise for the project. This is a very timely grant in terms of that process. There are other grants down the road that you go after. Nothing guaranteed, but things that could supplement or take that $100,000 or so from the city away, so we can find, instead of the city coming up with that those funds, we can try to find the funds with a different grant and hopefully lessen maybe completely extinguish the city's perhaps in the project. But for the grant application, we still need a commitment to at least back about $100,000 for that in terms of the budget right now. The project, we're still waiting on an appraisal of the project. The marinas, it turns out, are not easy to appraise. They're just raw land somewhere in the city. They have different values based on their economic inputs and their location, plus they're also in the floodplain too. So that's both helpful and problematic. The idea, the vision here is for this to be part of a larger open space protection network in the field. That this could be public access for steelhead fishing, especially for those that can't put on waders and go waist deep in stream in December. This is very much accessible to handicap accessible people, folks that are older and don't want to wade in the water, and kids as well. So this provides that opportunity for everybody to have access to such a great resource. In addition to open space and park space, and positive someday connector through a trail that goes from Davis Park and Willoughby all the way to hopefully Lake Erie. But this is one of the pieces that will fall into that larger vision. So I can answer the question if you have. Sure. Yes.
Right. What is the current market asking price for this property?
The property is listed at $360,000. About 8 years ago, when Jerry before I approached us, it was like $850,000.
How much is it?
The grant, we're still working on the budget of those numbers, but the grant's going to be probably between $375,000 $70,000 or $500,000, depending on what additional infrastructure and bells and whistles we add to the so we want to treat on invasive species, and we want to put money in for parking lot restoration, those kind of things. So it's variable. It's also going to be based on the appraised value of what comes back. The appraised value comes back lower, and then we've got to kind of regroup on total values and total budget. So we'll see.
Do we need to have a finance meeting for
I think that's what we had this for. Caroline and I have talked about the, and if you hear what they're saying, we just have to put the match at the 100,000 there. It may not be 100,000, it could be 100,000, it could be 20,000, it could be 5,000, depends on what we have to do by October of 2020. So that's what we're looking at. What we need to pass on the 14th, so they can have it on the 24th, is the authorization. I just forwarded it out, and I think you guys a while ago, I just sent it again to the council president of the resolutions and the things we have to need. Randy's looked at it, like I said, Caroline is comfortable with either the 602 and or the general fund for funding. We've had that discussion. Again, I think these guys all work hard for us to get that number down. Part of this is that they're going to do it, as Brett said, they're going to talk with that whole crazy agreement they had between Borax and Hayward to try to possibly split off that land and sell or do whatever. The boats and everything that was there would become property. We've looked into a few things already about what we have to do to, a lot of the boats obviously are junk and they're sitting there.
All those things.
But again, we're contact with the Marine over there. We've had FinJan7 come in to see how it's going to enhance their business. Also, with Wilby and the trail we talked about, it's in the big plan, with everything Hudson's going to do, with the possibilities we may have on Erie and Lake Shore, with everything else that's going to be going down on this end. If we get the first energy, this is just another piece to enhance and just highlight our city of just being a destination for what it should be intended for, the lake and the river. So this is just part of that big picture of their things. Like I said, this goes through, there'll be other meetings with, probably with the residents, with you guys to see what else can be done there. Right now, we've talked about possibly the kayak boat launch, that could be there at the park. Just clean up the eyesore. I've asked a couple of companies to take a look at what it would take to, take down the houses there, either from an in-kind donation from one of our contractors around here, or whatever, at minimal cost. So we've been doing a lot of work on this. Jason's been involved, Johnson, with a few meetings, but this is all finally come together, and that's why we wanted to bring it to your attention to see what it is. But again, we're comfortable with what our portion of the match would be going into it. So, we would hope that you would back this project. Again, I think it's going to be good for the city. And again, that land, we've talked about, and we've talked about with the developers. The developers have come there. The developers have walked away for housing or any of that, just because of all the other issues with the absolute river. We would hope you guys would be behind this, so we can move this forward at the meeting.
You mentioned 602, is that a land acquisition fund? That can be used? Yeah, that was the one that we've been there for years. We've looked at it a few different times. Most recently, the question was, could we use it for the sprinkled splash park? When we looked at it a few years ago, the reason we were looking at it is because the consensus was we're never going to use this for land acquisition. Now we have a land acquisition opportunity that we didn't see back there, so it certainly fits perfectly within the land acquisition. If we didn't have this land acquisition opportunity, it probably could be used for the splash park too. But it certainly fits right into what it was intended for.
And as far as the splash park, Caroline is looking, she believes we can only out of that fund way it's set up, because if you look at the ordinance with $100 that goes in for recreation and the $500 that goes towards land acquisition, she believes it's about $50,000 that we could possibly use for the splash park, and the rest we could use for this or any other land acquisition.
How much did you know?
173,978, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be a little extra, put money towards the splash park, we're out.
This does, sorry about that, this just be
just the acquisition and the related costs related to the acquisition, but none of the improvements, no engineering, no walkways, none of that stuff.
It can go.
For that, and only used for purchase.
Yeah, I'm asking questions.
Yeah, the grant will be expanded, to, potentially demo the house or costs associated with title work on, the boats or, invasive species or park improvements to some degree, we're not talking about, we could go after $1 million of parking lot stuff and everything else, but, I think with the amount of match available, we limited by, plus the purchase price, we're limited to that $350,000 to $500,000 total project cost. And, it's really dependent on how much match is available. We can balloon this to get as many add-ons.
Are there gonna be, presuming there's, we don't add to the grant, additional costs for sale, pathway or anything at this point?
Yeah.
Are there additional duties that the service department will have because of the floodplain, invading any special species that are there? Is there any extra burden on the service department?
No, there won't be. There's something there to be protected. It's basically, marina, but not, the Everglades, so it's gonna be a high use, we envision that as a high use public open space park. There'll be some parking lots, there'll be some areas where the current boat yard is that probably would be restored to, pollinator habitat or something like that. Trees will be planted everywhere. There's a pavilion on the property and a maintenance building or shed, or I guess the garage that could be used as a maintenance building. The house, I've been in the house, I would strongly suggest that it's torn down. It, used to be the center, I think, of the marina, it's just kind of a rental now. And
We don't have to shore it up, right?
No, there's nothing we have to do. Part of the bigger picture is, and they are meeting on the 20th with NOACA, with Willoughby and the other partners that we applied for grants for the trail. So that's also part of that project. So NOACA, we still may get money between us, Willoughby, all the way to Willoughby Hills and through there, another grant for the trail also. So this is just a part, and it's gonna be like the Kathy Park, we're gonna have species of wildflowers, so there'll be no maintenance. Whoever that we would decide, or with the port or whoever would watershed for either another kayak and or a boat launch there, that would be a separate entity. There's really nothing that we're gonna have to do there. From the discussions with that, again, was part of my thoughts, like, well, hopefully, we don't have people that are gonna go and keep it up. We've also had the Metro Park has been involved, so possibly, I think, after this land acquisition, is they don't want to, Metro Park doesn't want to purchase any more property, so we can get them in there and try to make it, a Metro Park also as part of the city. So, there's things that can be done.
I was just asking, I'm imagining what Nick would ask.
No, I'm talking it too, again, with all the discussions we've had and everything we've talked about, there's not going to be anything, I'm sure.
there's no obligation to maintain it. Worst case scenario is you put nothing into it, just let it grow up and you weed the trees.
Well, you
If
think.
you wanted to. Yeah, I get the policy.
You know what happens then? There's all emails and telephone calls, bottles of weed.
Right. It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
So it can be very low maintenance, so it doesn't have to be maintained as a golf course type mower every week, that kind of thing. It can just be maintained as so.
You guys answered it all. I think you guys talked about the city's mechanisms, and one thing we are able to use into the project budget is a little bit of funding for, actually legal counsel time to assist with, the potential lot split that, Brett mentioned for one of the parcels, and also, title work for the boat.
Does the easement, you're gonna have a deed restriction or a conservation easement on there when we take it from Western Reserve?
Right.
Does that place any specific, I just wanna make sure there's no, I'll see it, of course, but there's no specific maintenance duties that the city's gonna have on there other than.
There's no obligation to it, it's really just, it can only be used for passive park uses. It's, in the world of conservation easements, there's real restricted ones, and then there's like the agricultural timber ones that you can have, and it's kind of in the middle of, you can put pavilions up, the benches, and trails in the future, and things like that, parking lot areas, like restroom facilities, it'll allow for all of those things. But doesn't obligate you to do those things.
Is there an official purchase price that you might have into an agreement, so there's agreement versus property, what is that official price for purchase?
We have that price, and I know that price, but I can't tell you. It's a non-disclosure agreement we have with the seller, so, it's very close to the price. Very
I'm
close.
confused if, this is probably a question for the water director and finance director and mayor, but if this is a land acquisition loan that's going to acquire land, I don't hear anything about improvement, and that's what we're talking about, so without knowing the price, how are we?
We'll know the price of buying from them.
Yes. You're not,
He's not gonna tell us the price from the private seller.
we're buying 12 acres and selling 10 to.
You're gonna-
And that'll be justified.
Section of what they are buying.
You're gonna sell all purchase prices before you.
Right.
Well, I'm just concerned if this is land acquisition and there's already a comment made that we're going to use a certain percentage towards a water park or something else, and it's only for land acquisition, that's what I'm hearing. I'm concerned, I'm hearing these other improvements being talked about, you know, that this is pretty clear cut, this amount of money to be used to purchase land. And
Yeah, I don't think
it's
it's
not improvement.
just that I understand correctly, when you're talking about improvements, you're talking about what any future improvements would be.
Right.
It's not contemplated in this transaction.
Now, the future improvements would be like we do everything else, through grants.
Through grants.
Yeah, I mean, just like we've done here.
We're just talking about a straight purchase.
That's right. So, that's right. And for the 10 acres, not the full 12, and it has to be justified by an ODOT certified appraiser so that we meet the standards of the grant. Those are pretty high standards. We should have that number today or tomorrow. It's supposed to be today, but hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have that number. That'll be the number that goes into the purchase and sale agreement, and we'll be good to go from there. But it'll be reviewed by the OPWC, Public Works Commission, the appraisal, the values, so that everything.
And we're gonna know, obviously, the purchase price we're paying.
Yes.
The council can review that amount at that time as well.
That contract will be totally full public access, and
So you were soliciting letters of support for the grant, correct? How's that process been going for you?
It just started, yesterday.
Oh, okay, so you just, literally, this is, okay,